So we're looking at AMC again tonight because today has been quite significant for AMC when we're looking at the price just alone. Now, if you remember in our last video we touched upon AMC just a few days ago, I said that I expected that AMC could see potential highs from where we are here. Now, we're not talking about all-time highs, but potential rise. And in the past day, we've seen AMC drop by 1.2%. It's now down at a price just above $10, and whilst we're not going to look at the price itself too heavily, let's talk about what this actually means, especially considering that at the moment, we are seeing a further drop in the after hours at the time of filming. Now, one thing that I want to point out first is that when we look at where the markets are today, this is not exclusive to AMC. I said it in the last week over a few different videos. I'm not sure as to where the markets as a whole go, but what we saw in the past couple of days is that consolidation period. The question was then, are we going to see more of a rise, or is it going to start to drop off? Because again, on the past month chart, we are recovering quite well from that dip that we've seen. And the question is, well, is this going to continue, or are we going to see, the sort of wider trend that we've been seeing for some time of a continued drop? And it's definitely too soon to say, but we are seeing that drop mirrored in the whole markets, especially when we look at the Dow coming down a little bit, when we look at the S&P. We are green here, and the same is true for the Nasdaq, but not by very much. And when we look at the Russell 2000, that is also red. So the ones that are green, not by much at all. And again, the ones that are not are of course red, showing a downtrend for today. And I guess this is kind of mirrored in AMC's price action. Again, we're seeing a lot of volatility, but not really too much in terms of a move in actual price throughout the day. So what I'm saying here is this is somewhat the wider trend that we've been seeing for AMC in the past, well, probably 2 or 3 months. I mean, looking out to where we've been since realistically early September, we're now seeing that trend where the stock price hasn't moved very much. Now, from the lows that we've seen, we are still moving in the right direction by quite a bit, and that's of course good. But this one is down significantly from its former highs, from its all-time highs, and a lot of people are questioning where AMC goes next. Now, from what I gauged in our last video, a lot of people do still seem to believe in the AMC squeeze, and I've said it before, I do not own shares for that reason. I don't mind what happens with that. I hope it happens because, of course, it's nice to see retail win, but my personal belief is that the longer it goes on, I'm not really too sure as to the case that could potentially happen, especially after everything that we've seen with AMC's share structure and other things, that have or could potentially have a consequence. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about AMC. What I am saying, though, is I'm looking for this one to really hold above $10 in the next day or two. And I think this is what we need to prepare for mentally, because we see these, these big numbers, especially in the AMC community, which, by the way, I do support, as I just said. Just because I don't own shares does not mean that I don't support it. We see these numbers as sort of a big milestone, and in reality, the thing is, once these get blasted, whether it be up or down, it gets people moving a little bit wild. So I wouldn't be unsure of a potential drop below $10 in the next couple of days. And what I would say is, where we are with AMC, I do think that we are definitely closer to the bottom than the potential top that we could reach. I mean, in my opinion, no matter how we see it, for the long term, I see AMC as a potentially decent investment. It's a decent company, it's a large company, it's a well-known company. We speak about this all the time, and generally speaking, it's not performing too poorly. I mean, it all started with the whole AMC thing about, it's a play for the masses, and what's happened is the company's business model has changed to a point where it's like, this is now a decent company from no matter what standpoint you are. So, the fundamental analysis argument for shorting, I believe, has gone. And I think because of that, AMC is in a position of great strength. So what happens in the midterm, the long term, I'm not too sure about. But what I would say in the short term is I expect that AMC could possibly go lower. I wouldn't like to see it really go below $9.5, $9 at the lowest, but always be prepared for anything. As much as we can say the stock price could go up, could go down, no one knows for certain. All I'd say is I'm keeping my eye on the wider market trend, and we know that sometimes AMC is made to sort of follow these, and that's what you'd kind of expect from this sort of a scenario. So no matter what your affiliation is with AMC, I think long term, potentially a great stock. If I was looking to get into it at the moment, based on the price action that we've seen today, and based on the way things generally speaking go with AMC, I'd probably be looking to hold out just for a couple of days just to see where things go. But as always, I'll keep you guys updated on what happens with this stock. Thank you for watching. See you soon.